Why, hello everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's core and stretch class. Today's class is going to focus a lot on getting a little bit of strength in the shoulders, strength and stretching of the shoulders before we take more into the actual center line of our body core. So get ready to work from here, big time through here today. We're starting in just about 3 minutes from a standing position. I do recommend that you have some medium to heavy weights nearby. The most limiting motion is going to be this amazing around the world. We're going to do a modified around the world to really work the shoulders a little bit after we stretch, and then we're going to hit the floor. And I'm still going to encourage you to use some of those weights when we get into our ab work. Okay, I'm going to, computer. I'm going to check on things on the interwebs over here to make sure that we're recording normally. You got 2 minutes till we get started to gather any props that you need. I know I still need to get my yoga strap. I would encourage you to have water nearby. While we won't have any specific water breaks, you're always welcome to take a sip of water if/when you need it. I'd also encourage you to do your best to wait to grab those sips of water if you're enjoying them to between the movement portion. I will spit out my gum just for you. It was delicious though. Okay, making my way over to our workspace. That's 6 different core focused strength moves that we're going to do today. I'm just trying to decide how long we should do them for. Let's go for 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of, yeah. We'll allow a generous 20 seconds of rest because there are a couple different plank-like moves coming up in a row. But you know what? You're worth it. And you know I'm going to offer modifications if you need them. And we're here to challenge ourselves to see change. Because remember, we're not just taking the easy way out. Oh, go back. Okay, sure. You stay there. All right, what time is it? It's that time. So uh, if you're not already at your mat, make your way over there. We're starting standing. Just go ahead, ground through your feet. Find a little length through the crown of your head. Make sure you're not overarching or rounding through the back. So not overarching, not rounded. But there is already a little bit of a contraction of a pull in from that abdominal core. Fingertips are stretched down towards the floor. So we're decompressing shoulders to begin with. Your feet can be hips width distance apart, or if you prefer to have your feet side by side, that's okay too. Shift the weight into your heels. Make sure that you don't have all the weight in the balls of your feet. Let's just take a couple more slow, relaxed breaths right here. Maybe you even choose to close your eyes. Take the time during these next 2 breaths to just notice how your body is feeling today. Do you feel any muscle tension or tightness or allergies kicking your butt as well? And just take note, and whatever it is okay. And we're just going to keep moving forward because that's what we do. We're awesome. All right. So, with those feet grounding through the floor, heels gently invisible behind your toes. Let's start with a little bit of a stretch through the neck. So on your next inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Perhaps you can even start to feel a little stretch in your throat or just eyes are stretching up towards the ceiling. Still a little squeeze of the glutes. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. So make sure as you start to look up and down that you're not bringing any extra arching or rounding to that back, just the best you can with this straight rounded spine, and the weight is still in your heels. We're going to do one more time, really lifting and looking up, and then tucking your chin to your chest. Keep your chin tucked to your chest for just a moment. Still stretching fingertips down towards the floor. Take note if your shoulders have started to round forward at all. And if they have, find a little squeeze of those shoulder blades towards each other, and then knit your rib cage in so the core is still nice and tight. And from here, give yourself some nice little circles of the head, one side to the other. You can keep the motion in the front side of the body, or if it feels good for you, if you want to go for a little bit more of a full range of motion, or even just a little fuller circle. You don't have to go all the way around. If you've just been moving in one direction with your circle, take the time to move in the other direction. Still keeping that breath nice and slow, and make sure you're shifting the weight back into your heels. All right, chin comes back down towards your chest. Press through your heels. Inhale, lift your head back up so chin is now neutral. Let's start to warm up those shoulders a little bit while we're standing. I'm just going to turn diagonally so you can see what's happening. Uh, As you inhale, take a bend of your right arm. Right thumb comes close towards your shoulder or armpit. And as you exhale, stretch that right hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Try not to tilt side to side at all, though. Inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, fingertips reach towards the floor. Other side. Inhale, bend your arms. Maybe you even graze your ear as you stretch the opposite arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend through the elbow. Inhale, fingers down to the floor. Let's do the same thing one more time on each side. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Find that reach from the waist. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Other side. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Really reach up from the waist, ground through your feet. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Coming back to that right side. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Keep that right arm up. Keep your left fingers down towards the floor. Ground through your feet. Stretch up from the waist once more on your inhale. And exhale, reach over to the right side. Inhale, back up through center. One more time. Exhale, reach over to the right side. Sorry, left side. Right and left. Inhale, back up through center. Stretch up through the waist. Go ahead, bring that right arm down by your side. Opposite side. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, find that lift. Exhale, reach over, side bend to the opposite side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, big side bend. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, release that left arm down towards the floor. We're going to bring both arms up and over. Turn your hands, palms forward. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Nice wide range of motion. Exhale, arms come down to the side. Two more times, just like that. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time, we're going to inhale up, and then we're going to find a big forward fold. So draw your belly in, hinge forward. If you can touch the floor, great. If your fingers are nowhere near the floor, grab hold of your opposite elbow. Take a generous bend of your knees. Allow that belly to be a table for yourself. Blister gently towards the back of the room, and weight still in your heels. So the more that you kind of, I love you too, Uncle Buck. The more that you bend your knees and bring your belly to your thighs, the easier it might be to get those fingers towards the floor. But wherever those hands are, doesn't matter. Gently bend one knee and then straighten the other. So you're starting to get a little bit of a twist, a little extra stretch through the hips and hamstrings. And then next thing you know, we're going to make our way down to the floor. You come into a kneeling position as we come onto the floor and have your strap nearby. Great. So if sitting all the way down and kneeling does not feel good for you, I know I'm feeling a little tight today. Think about bringing a block, and you can have this block or two blocks stacked, or sometimes even just applying like a thin towel behind the back of the knee can alleviate some of the pressure that you might find from this kneeling position. But being a little bit more lifted is going to give us some extra range of motion. So from here, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, rain those fingers down towards your shoulders, and we're going to give ourselves some gentle shoulder circles right here. Think about keeping the motion kind of slow, finding as full of a range as you can. So maybe, that feels so good. Maybe even taking a little rounding of the back, separating the shoulder blades as elbows come together. A little lift of the chest as elbows come wide. Two more times in this direction, and then we're going to change directions of these shoulder circles. So next time elbows come down by your side, go ahead, change directions. Typically, oh my gosh, one direction might feel a little easier than another. Personally, this right now feels so good in that upper body, upper back. Oh my gosh, let's do two more times in each direction. In this direction, I mean. And then take a moment, just relax your hands down in your lap. We're going to inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down to be in line with your shoulders. Give me a big thumbs up right here. Gentle little squeeze of those shoulder blades, but knit your rib cage back together so you're not overarching of that back right now. And we're just going to give ourselves a thumbs down, back to a thumbs up. Maybe you can even turn your thumbs towards the back of the room. So just gently rotating in one direction and then the other. Make sure you're still using the breath. Keep that rib cage nice and knit. Let's get three more times in each direction. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Relax your arms down by your side again. Maybe take a moment and shake it out. Let's go ahead and grab that strap. So using the strap, we're going to do a couple up and over. So you can open your hands as wide as you need to inhale and bring those arms up, and exhale, bring those hands down behind you. Inhale, bring hands up. Exhale, bring hands down. We're going to do 3 more times. That's it. Inhale, reach up. Nice and slow. Exhale, come on down. Find one spot to relax your eyes in front of you. Inhale up. Exhale down. Pardon me. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale down. What you being so needy for, my buddy? Inhale up. This is our last one. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take another moment. Just bring your hands into your lap. Breathe through any tension or tired feelings that you have in your shoulders. We're going to change that movement just a little bit. So we're going to inhale up. And now I'm starting with my left hand coming down. Right arm reaches up overhead. And left hand is gently reaching behind me. Inhale up. And then right hand a little bit behind you and to the side. I will turn sideways so you can see it from a side view, where we're inhaling up, exhale, just working to bring the hands a little closer towards the glutes. Arms come down on an exhale. One more time to each side. Beautiful, awesome. Let's get rid of the strap. Well, you might still need it, honestly. We're going to do it for a kneeling low reach. So if you can interlace your hands behind you and stretch them down towards the floor, awesome. If not, use that strap to really open up your chest here. Squeeze those shoulder blades together one more time. You are amazing. Let's go ahead, come off of the block. We're going to come into tabletop. Take a nice quick little cat cow, and then we will warm up the wrists a little bit more. Also, while you're doing that, I'm going to tuck my shirt into my pants like a winner. Yep, so you're just cat cowing it out because you're amazing. Awesome. Let's bring that stretch to the wrist now. So turn your hands palms over, fingertips facing your knees. You can apply as much pressure as feels good on the back of your wrist, and then use your exhale, bring your heels towards your glutes, and then sit yourself back up. So we're also getting a nice little stretch, a little bit more into the forearms. And the closer you have your hands to your knees, the easier or more gentle the stretch is going to be. And having your hands a little further away is just going to increase the stretch. Let's get one more time. Awesome. Shake those hands out. All right, we're going to stand back up. So take your time, make your way onto your feet, and then grab hold of your weights. We got 1 minute for each of our next shoulder focused exercises. Sticking with a slightly light weight today. But I would recommend threes, five, eights, or nothing. Challenge yourself with a range of motion. So starting with palms facing forward, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. As they get right above shoulders, give me a nice big shoulder press, back up, around and down. So it's a nice slow motion. Let's do it together. Slight bend in your knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, find this little bit of a press. Inhale, back up. Exhale, nice and slow. Depending on how heavy your weights are, maybe you're moving a little bit faster than me, maybe you're moving a little bit slower than me, but just make sure that you're moving with intention. We're not racing through this one. The great news is we're already halfway through. Keep that rib cage core knit together, drawn in. Amazing. Wow, this feels challenging today. I'd love to know what you think. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go right into our next move. So next up, we're going to go for alternating front and side lat raises. Wow, these 5 pounds feel very heavy. I want you to think as those hands come up, oh my gosh, I'm gently working to squeeze that upper back, that shoulder blade in for some nice control. You don't need to lift this weight up any higher than shoulder height. And I want you to work on this control as your hands come back down towards your thighs. We're more than halfway through this move. And we're going to get down on the floor, get our abs on. So they're already starting to warm up. You're doing your best to keep the hips stay squared forward so we're not rotating through the core. And that's going to come in big in our first ab move as we get down to the mat. Last 3, 2, 1. You're amazing. Okay, so make your way down to the mat. We're going to come back down to kneeling, except this time you can stay on your knees instead of sitting down kneeling. That way we don't have to worry about balance quite as much. I'm actually going to decrease the time that we're doing each move because we had such an awesome time there. With the upper body stretches. So we got 30 seconds to work. And we'll take 15 seconds of rest. And we're going to do everything twice today. The first move that we've got is a little dumbbell 3-way press. So you can, I'd say, hold on, squeeze the weight between your hands palms. We're going to reach to one side. We're going to reach to the center, and we're going to reach to the opposite side. But as you noticed, I didn't rotate through my core as I found that reach. You're just challenging the range of motion that you can find while keeping your center line facing forward. That's move number one. We start in 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Amazing. All right, so pressing to one side, bringing it back in, pressing to the front, bringing it back in, pressing to the other side. So there might be a little bit of rotation through the core, more so a rotation through those delightfully warmed up shoulders, and squeezing your weight between your hands palm is also going to help you to activate that upper body a little bit more. Awesome. Next up, we're going to go for a side plank with a little hip dip. We'll do one side this time, and we'll get the opposite side the other time. So you can either be modified on your knees, or you can be in a full plank. I'm going to say modified. I'm just taking a nice little hip dip right here. Can you extend one arm up towards the ceiling? Can you even challenge yourself? Oh my gosh, to hold on to one weight while you're doing these hip dips. If you are holding on to a weight, create as straight of a line as you can from that raised arm to your hands or elbow on the floor. 3, 2, you made it. All right. Remember which side you did first. Next up, we've got a forearm plank with knee taps. So stepping back into the plank, we're just going to alternate tapping one knee down and then the other. Ready? Begin. So just tapping that knee down. Eye gaze is gently forward. Do your best to keep those hips just about in line with those shoulders. Only 30 seconds of work. You're amazing. I know that these are still challenging moves. If you're feeling unstable, open those feet a little bit wider. You can create a more stable base. Keep that weight shifted forward. Oh, you're great. Next up, we've got bear with a little bit of a row. So keep a weight nearby. We're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees up. You know what? Let's just row on one side this time. Ready? So in bear, give yourself a nice big row. Once again, working to not rotate too much with the core. Oh, I'm feeling tired. So I'm going to take one quick row with my hands back down on the floor. Sorry, I'm at my knees. 3 seconds left. You're amazing. All right. Remember which side you did because we're going to switch it up next time. Next, we're going to lay down on our back for our little scissors with a chest press hold. So holding the weight over our chest, alternating scissors with those legs. Go ahead and join me. You can keep this one easy by keeping your head on the floor. You can challenge your abs more by lifting your head and shoulders up off of the mat. Still keeping that lower back down. The more you lift that upper body, the more challenging this one's going to feel. I promise. We got one more move, and then we're going to start again from the beginning. Keep breathing. Whew. Our last move is going to be a press with leg extension. So either one leg at a time is going to press out while you give me a nice little chest press, or both legs are going to press out while you do this chest press. Go ahead and join me. The more that you kick those heels towards the ceiling, also the easier it's going to be. But if you need a modification, you can always tap that toe down towards the floor or do double toe taps down towards the floor if this straight leg kick feels like too much for you today. And it's okay. Just remember, every day is different. Yay. So coming back into that kneeling position. This time, instead of dumbbells 3 ways, we're just going to create a nice figure 8. You ready? Great. Go ahead and get started. Find that figure 8. Whew. I think it's much easier if you're squeezing around the stem of the dumbbell, but try not to let too much of the weight just rest on your hands or on your thumbs. Really find that squeeze, to hold on to the weight. And you're still reducing any sort of rotation from side to side the best that you can. Oh my gosh, that was tough. Other side, side plank, hip dip. Remember, option to stretch this weight up overhead. This is my stronger side. So I'm going to start with that weight up overhead. 3, 2, begin. So I'm really using that exhale to find this big lift. And I'm personally in a modified side plank with one knee down on the floor. Because we got 2 more plank related moves coming up. 3, 2, 1, I believe. All right, awesome. Next, we've got that forearm plank with knee taps. One more time. If forearms aren't working for you, you can also do this one as a straight arm knee tap. Ready? Begin. Just decide which one you're going to do. Keep the shoulders shifted right on top of those elbows or hands, palms if you have arms straight. Oh, I am tired today, everyone. But I'm going to do my best to just get right back into the move as quickly as possible with the best form that I can bring to the mat today as well. We're almost there. We made it. All right, this time, other arm is going to get that row while you're in bear. So knees hover off of the floor. Tuck your toes under, set yourself up, and begin. Just going to gently tap my knees down every here and there. Oh, that's a good modification to press up into bear and then release knees down towards the floor. Find the row. We got 10 seconds left though. How much can you challenge yourself in these last 10 seconds? Even just hanging out in bear. You made it. Lay down on your back. We got our scissors with a continuous chest press. So this is another one. If the straight legs are too much for you, you can do this with bent knees, even if you're like tapping that knee down. Otherwise, can you continuously pass your legs by one another? So instead of everything coming up and then dropping one down as one lifts, the other lowers is a little bit more challenging. Lower back is still glued to the mat though. Oh, amazing. Last move of the day, we're going to find a chest press. And as we press, either legs extend or one leg extend at a time, or you're tapping to the floor. Ready? Low back glues down and begin. So press up as that leg moves. Most challenging is both arms, both legs moving at the same time. We're going to get a nice little stretch into your lower back as soon as we finish this one. What do you say we work through the break for this last move? So instead of 30 seconds, challenging ourselves to almost a minute. Keep going, keep going. You're worth it. Remember, you can always switch to one leg extending at a time if you need to, or tapping your heels or toes to the floor. Go ahead, put those weights down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Really press your lower back into the floor. Stretch your elbows towards your hips, a little tuck of the chin to your chest, but keep the back of your head down on the mat and slow your breath down. Great. Carefully relax and release your feet back down to the floor. Let's roll on over. Take a moment through cat-cow. Find the stretch that really works for your body today. So maybe you need a couple more shoulder circles in one direction or the other. Maybe you're still stretching out the low back or the sides of the hips with some circles with the hips, or maybe focusing on that mid upper back. That's what feels best for me, is just some traditional cat cow. Yay. Walk your hands all the way forward. Release that belly towards the mat. Press into your hands palms. If having your arms straight is too much, you can always bring your forearms down towards the mat for a little bit of Sphinx. We're just going to take 2 more breaths here before we press back into a child's pose and stretch that low back again. So take your time. Send your glutes towards your heels. You can open your knees as much as you want to, keeping your arms extended forward. You can find a nice stretch in your shoulders. Find the one that works best for you. So if you need to take a generous bend of those elbows, you do it. We'll take one more deep stretch into the shoulders. So walk yourself forward one more time. Release your belly down towards the mat. Extend both arms out towards the side, and then walk one hand in closer to your chest. The arm that's extended to the side, hand palm is in line with your armpit. We're just going to gently roll over onto the extended arm's hip. You can keep your legs where they are. If this is too intense for you, you can bend your knees. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can clamshell your legs open. Maybe even walk that supporting hand you had by your chest away. It's going to send the stretch a little bit more throughout the sides of the body. Just a few more slow breaths right here, and then we'll get the opposite side. If you modified your legs at all, if you clamshelled them, let's close the clamshell. If you bent them, let's extend the legs out one more time. Bring your supporting hand back in to carefully roll onto your belly once more, and then switch those hands out. Take your time. Remember, it doesn't have to look exactly the same on the opposite side. You can keep your legs extended. You can bend your knees. You can clamshell that top leg. Find what feels good for this side of your body today, right now. And take a couple more breaths. I know my stretch does not look the same on this side as it did on the other because I feel a little tighter on this side. I'm going to walk my supporting hand back in, plant it firmly on the mat, roll over, bring your hands, palms in line with your chest. Great news. Let's press ourselves up to one more plank. You're worth it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Send your glutes up towards the ceiling. Pedal through those heels and down dog. Let's take a big stretch while we're here through the sides of the legs. So press all the way up onto the balls of the feet and then drop your heels to one side. Ooh, nice stretch once again. Through the center line of the body. Press up onto the balls of the feet. Drop heels towards the other side. All right, now just do whatever feels right for you. When you're ready, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands or a little combo of both. And just take a moment to hang out in your dangle before you lift yourself up. So shifting the weight back into your heels, perhaps even a generous bend of your knees. And then slowly roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time at the top, shoulder stack over hips. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, relax, arms down by your side. That's all the time we have for today. Let's take another big breath though. Yay, I really encourage you to take a couple extra stretches at your desk throughout the day to really continue to loosen up and engage through the arms, chest, and upper body. Maybe after you send a few emails or the next time you go to the bathroom or to grab a new glass of water, treat yourself to one or two stretches. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. If you have any questions or concerns about anything we said or did, I know that you'll reach out. And I can't wait to see you again on Friday for another Yin yoga class. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.